Good morning, guys. Another rainy day, but we planned for this. That's why we worked on the Z yesterday. I'm Keegan. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be cutting about 9 inches out of this middle section here. Thankfully, the brake lines are up top and the fuel lines over there on top. Gonna have to remove this middle section, get all this carpet out of the way, minimize good old fire. Did a inner rocker, or no, this is a wheelbase. The Z is about 90 inches. I used my Z because the back wheel is centered. If you look at a lot of other 280Zs that are stock, that rear wheel is more towards the front. It's unique to see once you pay attention to it, really. And so we did inner wheel, the center hub, the middle, then did that one to that one. And there's an 8-inch difference to be exact. Using this inner rocker line right here to that one over there, it's, I believe, 55 and like a quarter. And then measure the innermost part of the Z's complete rockers, so the inner and the outer, and it's about 50. So we're gonna have to investigate how to make up for that gap. If anything, I can cut in to everything. It'd be annoying, but if it has to be done, it has to be done. That part will come later. But today we're gonna try to cut, and then I'll use that strip that's cut out, put it right back on top after welding once. We'll weld 2 on that. It's gonna be easier to explain, but we're gonna remove this. I believe it's just 2 bolts here, 2 bolts there. And we're gonna try not to break any of these panels because I do plan on reusing all of this. But I do have an extra Z armrest, so if we have to, we'll just use that. But I don't feel like it would match that as nearly as well. Let's get to it. A blank canvas. Just finished vacuuming, pulled everything out. It was the 2 bolts, and then there was 1 bolt right here, and then 2 more bolts right here. And then for the carpet, there were a couple tabs up top on both sides, and then you had to do the footrest, and then there was a guard piece on the transmission. But then that came right out from where we cut it last time. And it's time. There's a lot of Chex Mix and random white pills for whoever was doing whatever. But here we are. Not sure what this is. This might be covering the computer, but I believe this is more AC stuff. We should be able to keep this, and if anything, I'll put like heel guards is what they call it, from like here to here. Here, I'll make some plates for it. And it's time to cut. I'm probably gonna remove these 4 bolts, see if we can get the e-brake stuff out of the way. Hopefully, I can just pull this line a bit tighter and be able to retain the factory e-brake. That would be absolutely ideal, because on a manual car you kind of have to have it, or just carry a chalk around and just throw it behind the wheel. But let's investigate. I think I'm gonna pull the drive shaft out. It should still be in there. I don't see it laying around, but it's cutting time. Some time and Taco Bell later. We have marked 2 inches out. We need 8, so we're gonna start with these 2. I was gonna mark 10, but I figure I'll just mark the 2, and then I know for a fact I can just take the extra strip once the car is literally sitting in half. It'll be much easier. Drop the drive shaft, cut the exhaust off. Drive shaft is over there. A lot of rusted bolts on this car. It is what it is. This U-joint drive shaft flange guard thing, pain, absolute pain to get off. But we've loosened up the e-brake cables to where I can move them when it comes time to cut. I'm real happy with this electric cutter. So we're gonna start with this side. I've done little marks. I did purple Sharpie on the lighter spots and a silver Sharpie on the others. So we're gonna cut it and see what happens. And we've got our 8 inches out of the Subaru. Pause. But these are relatively straight cuts. I'm sure some of you can draw straighter cuts with your eyes closed, but we did our best. And if my sister wasn't sleeping for her job overnight, then I would continue making more noise, but it's kind of just a rude thing to do, you know? And I don't want to be welding with all the gas that's going to go up versus tomorrow when I can open the garage completely, have a fan blown out, all that jazz. The only things holding the car currently is these good old fuel lines on this side, brake lines over there. And hopefully tomorrow when I slide this front half towards the back, we can remove this kind of brace going across. Don't mind all the miscellaneous. And hopefully swing these lines kind of around 8 inches right here and not crimp anything here or over there. Hopefully it's not, yeah, it's just that same kind of bend for the reinforcement. So hopefully we can just kind of real patiently slide it over. Hopefully I'll have an extra set of hands if my boy Josh comes through and he can kind of push one side while I pull both. But we'll probably stop it here. If you've watched this far, thanks. Probably gonna make a longer video for today and tomorrow, both combined into one. So it'll be a bit more contage together. Success. Finally, some direct progress on the wagon. And we're still gonna have to make up this real long width. If anything, I'm gonna notch down the rockers at an angle and we will drop the body literally on the bottom of this subframe. But I don't want the outer rockers to look weird, so I'll think about it overnight before we kind of commit to a drop plan. And I think I'll have the welder a little bit longer, so that helps. Until tomorrow, or for you, 2-3 seconds. Boop. Another morning, beautiful day. We've got all of these edges cleaned up all the way down, all the rockers all the way down again, and we got to cut the car in half, put her as close together as possible, use some good old clamps to hold it, a little bit of space. We'll see if we can make that up. We're gonna put 2 holes for the e-brake cables so they still have the home. And then we're gonna hold it together. It's a little awkward because the front of the car, the engine's still in, so it's a bit farther down, but the height on both of these rocker points still pretty damn close. You can see the line where it's flush. So we're gonna start tacking after I put those holes for the e-brake cables and start welding some strips. And then hopefully when Josh is here, we can drop the body on and see how close or not close it is. There is the shell. Boy Josh came by, we tried to get it on, and it's just a little too wide. I think I need to shrink both sides by about 2 inches. We're gonna basically follow that line all the way down. That way I can just slide it right over. This dash is probably gonna, you know, it's gotta go. So it's in the way. I'm gonna try to just go across like that for the sake of convenience, but I don't know. It's my 3rd day working on this. A little tired. There's a lot of company. It was a good time. Josh, Abby came by. And until next time, thanks for watching. This one hopefully a little bit longer than the first day, but it was really a lot of small work that I wasn't trying to really bore anybody with. So take it easy.